like soul food. Parked up outside in the old school.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, man, it ain't easy recording so many videos in a short amount of time. Yo, English Commando, welcome back to another YouTube video. Right. But I got a story for you guys. Not really a story, you guys have kind of already heard this one. But let me actually explain it to you proper. You've seen it on this video here, or heard it at least, should I say. But let me actually tell you about the time I went on trial with Peterborough United and got rejected. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Quote of the day though, before we start the video, quote of the day, it's gotta be, hang on, because I've got it somewhere. And I've said it to a lot of people. Quote of the day from the Bible, 2 Peter verses 3 to 18. Grow in grace and knowledge. There you go. Right, let's get into this video now. Right, let's get a bit of context. The year is 2019. Just joined the development squad from Posh. 13 years old now. 2019-2020 season. You know, that season where I just was popping off. And the greatest season to date. So, I'm in the development squad. I'm balling out. Coaches see that. They're like, oh yeah. That Enosh lad, he's balling out. Let's give him a trial with the shadow squad. So they signed me. So I'd gone from development to shadow squad in the space of a couple weeks. So yeah, that was great. Life was great around November, December time. Yeah, we moved to 2020 now. I need a bit more background to this though. I was playing at Thorney as well, and you guys already know about Thorney. 44 and 15. It was actually 50 and 17 if it wasn't for Glinton folding. A lot of you don't actually know that, but now you know that. But yeah, just goes to show how good I was. I was averaging almost 3 goals a game. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm now at the shadow squad. I'm training, consistent, performing well. We get a game against Needham Market. This is around February or so. Actually, wait, no, hang on. This is all from memory, so I'm just trying to remember it. This was a while ago. I think it was around, February was where it just peaked, I think I'd say, because a lot was happening in February. So one training session, get told by the coaches, oh yeah, we're going to be playing the under 12s or so academy for an interdevelopmental game. You know them in-house games where you just play each other, just one of them ones, you know what I mean? So we played them, we lost like 6-4, but I bagged 2 goals. And the coaches could see, yeah, performing very well in that game. So the following day I got an email, or my dad got an email at least anyways, saying that the coaches actually wanted me to come down the following Monday, I think it was, because it was half term, to play with the academy. So this was like the first time I actually got to play with the academy. It was the year below, but you know, still the academy. So I played with them against some London academy. They were some private academy ballers, and we beat them by a lot. I don't remember, guys, so you just got to take my word for it. We did though, we did beat them. I scored 2 goals myself, and the coaches are liking this as well. A couple days later, I'm back with the shadow squad, and then we've got a game against Needham Market. They're like some national, okay, well they're not national league, but you know, they're like a non-league sort of team, you know what I mean? So we played them, we lost that game 5-3 or so, I think it was. I scored in that game though, again. I played very well in that game. Not really going to be able to drop a highlights video of that game because I lost half of the footage for that game, and to this day still annoys me. And I think that had been enough, plus Thorney as well, because I was popping off in February. 6 goals against Parkside. Yeah, boy. Yeah. That game, I'm really annoyed I didn't record that game, or my dad didn't record that game. I demolished them. But just at that point, I think the coaches had seen enough. I think they'd seen that there was a lot of potential there. So they decided to give me a 8-week trial, I think it was, in February of 2020. So this was great. more than great for me actually. I was buzzing. Although at this point in time, my ego was like through the roof because football was going good. So I was a bit arrogant at times, I could say. But again, I knew my worth, so I guess you could kind of say I have the right to say that, considering how things were going. So I think the first week, well actually no, the thing is, yeah, I got the email saying they wanted me to trial. The day I got the day they sent it, I could have gone in and had a training session. But I think I had a game that day and I was feeling tired, so I was like, yeah, nah, let me not go to training. I regret that a little bit. I think I should have gone regardless, because I need to make a good first impression, but I didn't. So I went in the following day instead. I think it was Tuesdays and Wednesdays that they wanted me to come in for 8 weeks. So I came in on the Wednesday, I think it was, and we weren't training, we were in the gym. So obviously gonna do what any player would do on trial and show off. Deadlifting or something, I'm deadlifting 60. For a 13-year-old at the time, I think that was pretty good, pretty impressive. And then they went inside to do the analysis because they played Tottenham a week before. 4-4 draw, I think it was. I was able to identify something that was pretty good and the coach was like, yeah, that's good. And then I think for the last 10-15 minutes, went outside to watch the under-16s play. And then the following day or so, I got an email saying they wanted me to play against Wimbledon. Now, they hadn't actually, well, they'd kind of seen me play already, so they already knew what my quality was like, and they wanted me to play against Wimbledon. I was excited, but it just had to get ruined, didn't it? Some Donny in China just had to ruin it all. COVID-19 it ruined everything. It was so annoying. The trial was put on hold until further notice. My season at Thorney did continue until March. The last game was a semi-final game in the BFS Cup against Spalding. Of course I scored a hat-trick. Of course I scored the winner. Of course I rescued the team. It's just what I do. It's what I do. So I did that, and then season was just put on hold. We were top of the table at the time, so I'm pretty sure we just won the league anyways. I finished the season with 44 goals and 15 appearances, 60 in all competitions, plus 20 assists or so. And this is in like 30 games, I think it was. Finished like at the presentation at Thorney as players player, and then I got a parents player. Don't know why I didn't get managers player. I think I should have walked away with all three, but can't complain. I can't change the past, can I? But pre-season, summer, COVID, lockdown, just that period there was a bit difficult. Obviously the academy boys, they've been sent what they need to do, training. Me, I did my own training. I did get injured at one point. I blame sitting on the computer all day because of the online lessons. But I think if I did more training then I would have been able to do much better than I did at a trial. But it's what it is. So September comes around and lockdown's been lifted now. Restrictions still a bit tight, but you know, at least I can play football, go to a trial now. So the trial had gone from 8 weeks to now 6 weeks. Feel like it should have been 7, but they always do it even Steven. First session there, I was a bit nervous. My mate Luke, Max and Levi, they were there as well, so they did help me ease into it. Well, Luke did especially because I've known that guy since I was like 7. He's been in the academy since he was 7, so yeah, that's like the level I'm competing against. But the first session, I remember the intensity was crazy. We're just passing the ball about. It's so quick paced. I'm just like in my head, what have I got myself into? I was just like, I was so shook. It was so quick. So I remember they always used to split it up. So you'd have like the strikers here, your midfielders here, and your defenders here. Strikers and goalkeepers obviously be together. But the one thing that annoyed me most was the coach there. If it was a different coach, I think the scenario or the outcome would have been different. But this coach, oh my days, he was awful. I only saw him for like 1 year and I never saw him again. I know a couple of the coaches, but I never saw him again. Anyways, so a lot of the times I was either pressing, which my dad now mocks, but I'd laugh about that as well because that's literally all I was doing half the time, or I was doing shooting drills. Passing combinations was here and there, but it was usually shooting drills. Now, a lot of you don't actually know this because I didn't actually say this in previous videos. It was hit and miss, literally hit and miss. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Sometimes I'd be hitting screamers, and the next minute, you know, I'm hitting it rose head over the fence. And I think as a coach, if you can see a player doing that, I don't think you want them on your team. Yes, occasionally it can happen, but you want to be consistent with it. You want to be testing the keeper. One keeper, he was on trial as well, so they need to see what he's like. If the striker can't even put the ball in the back of the net or put it on target, then how are you going to see what the goalkeeper's like? But yeah, just on the ball, I was a bit too slow. Sometimes I'd get tackled, sometimes I'd just lose the ball. Like, I didn't know what to do at the ball at the time. So that would link to my decision making. I don't know what I'm meant to do. Should I play it to him? Should I take the shot on? If I make a mistake, what's going on? Like, just a lot of things going on in your head. So you have to make your decision just like that. And at that time, I was like 14 then, so I was still getting used to that environment where you're playing football quickly, where everyone understands what they need to do. I'd grown up in an environment where it's literally just me and a couple of other players who know what they're doing and are actually good, and everyone else on the team is just rubbish. Furthermore, those boys playing in the academy had been there since like 7, like Luke. I only started properly kicking ball when I was 10, so it didn't really help. But yeah, stamina and working hard, things like that, it was long. Doing suicides, I hated that. Running to the 6 line and then back to the byline and then back to the 18 and then back and then halfway line back, just back and forwards, all of that. Almost finishing last every time we were doing that sort of thing. And then racing, I remember one session at the end, the coach was like, oh yeah, you faster than Peter. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe. So I raced against 2 or 3 other players who were on trial as well. Quite a few players were actually on trial in that period. And I lost the race significantly. Like, those guys are rapid. I used to think, okay, I was actually rapid back in my day. On my day, I would beat anyone in a race. I think after lockdown, I lost a bit of that pace, but yeah, I lost the race. But yeah, just training sessions, they definitely could have been better. But I did get one opportunity to play a game. It was a friendly game. This was after the first week or so. I've done a video here or here, wherever the eye is. Go and watch that. Played Lincoln in a friendly. It was an away game. I scored in that game. It was a tap-in from like 2 yards out, but a goal's a goal. Won the game 9-2, got 40 minutes in, which isn't too bad, but I would have preferred way more minutes because I was consistently asking the coach if I'd be in the squad or not. He'd be like, oh yeah, you are. But then I'd never get the email saying I was. But the Lincoln game, I got the email before the coach even said I'd be playing. But that did hurt me a little bit. But something I like to say is you got to earn the right to play. You can't ask and expect to be playing. You know what I mean? You've got to earn the right to play. So now it's understandable. We're approaching towards the end of the trial. I've come back from school. I think it was Monday, and my dad gets an email. Now everyone in the family, we're all like in the corridor, and my dad's reading out the email, and it says, after discussion with other coaches, we'd like to say that Enos will not be getting a contract for the academy, and we'd like him to carry on with the shadow squad. Now, when I heard those words come out my dad's mouth, I didn't really deep it. At the time, I didn't really deep it. It was only about a year or 2 later, it's only like, I could have actually been playing academy football. Like, those opportunities, they don't come and go very often, unless you're like some really good player. But the first time I'd actually tried with an academy and I didn't get in, and I wasn't so sad about it. I think I should have been way more sad than what I was. My siblings are like, oh, unlucky, it's unfortunate. My dad's trying to cheer me up, and he's like, oh yeah, let's go for a training session, take your mind off it instead. And then the following day I had my, I think, second to last training session. Coach pulls me aside and then he tells me pretty much the same, but then he tells me the 3 reasons why I wasn't actually getting the contract. First one's because my finishing, and I've explained, it wasn't the best. It was hit or miss. Sometimes I'll be hitting screamers, the next minute I'll be hitting it over the fence. Decision making, which I've already explained as well. Now I know what decisions to make better. and then off the ball movement, which I struggled a lot with because I don't focus so much about it. I didn't really analyse my games growing up because I never recorded them. I didn't have coaches like the boys in the academy did to tell them what to do, what sort of runs to make, or I didn't have a video to record my games. But yeah, now looking back on it, reflecting, it was a big opportunity missed, and I really should have prepared more than what I did. It's better to over prepare than under prepare, so that's why I try to work hard now, try to play a high level of football, which I will be doing next season. I will be 100% because I'm not doing Sunday League next season. It's too deadly, ain't it for me? But I'm working hard, but I ain't working hard enough. And if I'm saying that, then, and I know what needs to be done, I've got to do it. But yeah, that is the time I got rejected by an academy. I think I'm going to end the video there. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Stay positive, keep grinding, try to be 1% better than what you were yesterday. And I'll see you in the next video.